Hi, I hope you're mentally well and physically well. If this is your fourth or fifth time back, and you want to see my videos up and down your algorithm, like and subscribe. Okay, this video is doing an update on Fumes and Cookie. The main part of this video is the Cookie part because I don't really like Fumes the engineer. It's not just him; it's the whole UK drill scene. I don't like it because what it does is that it gives white people outside of London stereotype view that black people are gang members and criminals. Uh, when the vast majority of people, from a council estate and so forth, yeah, most of them, 90, I would say there's 1,000 people in black people in a council estate, yeah, 90% of them, go school, go secondary school, go college, and then work a retail job, um, or they work like a fast food job, or they learn a trade, or they go into IT, or they go into uh, some other kind of career. Yeah, if only about like 10% of people are gang members or what is it, criminals, and the problem is that see in London it's different because in London we mix, yeah. So on a council estate, door number one might be a Michael or Michelle. Door number two might be a Vladimir. Um, you know, door number three may be Mohammed or Aisha. Door number four might be what is it? Kofi, yeah, or Kwaku. Door number what is it? Five might be a what is it? What is it? What's the Latin name? Eduardo or something, yeah, or Eureka. So we mix and we know each other, and even though we might have different views, just thoughts, different religions, different lifestyles, this, that, and the other, and so forth, like, because we mix with each other. We don't believe the worst about the stereotypes of each other, because we pick each other's we like borrow each other's stuff. Like, what I'm saying? Sometimes other people, if they got kids, they pick up each other's kids from school and this, that, and the other. So the stereotypes don't get a chance to grow. But outside of London, yeah, a lot of white people don't mix with, with blacks, Asians, um, where is it, Africans and stuff. So the stereotypes, the worst stereotypes get a chance to breathe. And my point is this. My point is this is that white people have different genres of music. They have um, they have pop music, they have rap music, they have opera music, they have country music, they have they have like what is it dance trance music, they have dance music, and they own their publishing, they own their distribution, they own their record companies and choose what music goes out. So they have a pool of different experiences to pick from. Black people do not, in general, do not own their own publishing, their own distribution, their own what is it their own what is it their own record companies, and they do not push out what's going out. So if you're a black person, if you're a white person that goes to work Monday to Friday, it's at work most of the time, and the only time they mix with black people is when they come home and they put on the news and they see CCTV footage of black youths, with balaclavas like doing a smash and grab on a jewelry shop, or what I'm saying, you know, machete sword fighting, you know, with other black youths on the high street, yeah, or driving mopeds through a bloody was it shopping center and this that and the other, stealing stuff, yeah, you know, even if that white person with gets into a lift with a black person in a suit, yeah, or yeah, in a suit or dress smartly or work uniform. The lady will still grab her purse because she can't, she hasn't seen different genres. She's seen a white person on a TV who's a plumber. She's seen a white person on a TV who's what is it? Who's an electrician. She's a white person presenting the news. I'm saying she's seen a white weatherman. She's seen a white, what is it? She's seen all these different genres of white men. I'm saying not just on, you know, the news. Anyway, sorry to be long-winded. Let me play the video because I know you lot don't want to hear me carrying on. Well, carry on. Let me go.
Or take the H off. Slang. Yeah, Salute to my audience. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? H. Or take the H off. Slang. Yeah. Salute to my audience. Hope you and the folks are good. Salute to the prayers. Yeah. No, say you're passing through. One thing I ask. Hit the subscribe button. We're trying to run up these subscribers. Like, comment, hype up the place. All sorts of things. Yeah? Now, you've probably seen it, unless you're not really in tune to the music culture, the music scene, or, if you follow Bouncer, you would have seen it. If you follow Fumes, you would have seen it. There, yeah? It's up, it looks like, between them. I think it can be resolved, but I'll do my best, knowing both parties. You get what I'm trying to say? But they've got what they've got going on. So let's see where we go with that. But me, knowing both parties, I have to tell you about how I know Fumes, because you would have seen me in my last segment telling you how I got respect for Fumes and his business, what he's done, um, crazy platform. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I think the majority of rappers that most of us rate have been on his platform.
We don't care about your adverts, mate. Guys, support me so I can get monetized and get YouTube premium and not have all these adverts, man. This stuff is long. I'm not interested.
That most of us rate have been on his platform. Correct me if I'm wrong. Plugged in. I feel like Hugh hasn't done one at this point. So, I've got respect for Fumes as a businessman. And Fumes is cool. Said something cheeky the other day, but Fumes is cool. Bouncer's cool, you already know. But with Fumes, it's kind of like, I think the first time I met Fumes was like 2008. I think them times there he was just engineering, if I'm not mistaken. He had his name, but he was more known, I feel like, for engineering. And remember, this is 2008. So I might be wrong. Leave in the comments if I'm wrong. Fumes will address it probably if I'm wrong anyway. But I feel like he was just engineering at that time there for Link Up TV and stuff. But we didn't have a rapport or nothing, you get me? But I knew of the name, do you get what I'm saying? And I remember there was a rapper, and if you know my rap career, you would probably know I'm referring to, that was given nothing but cheek, all sorts of disrespect, all sorts of cheek. Yeah, he was under Q Diz's umbrella. And once upon a time, that was cool. Q2, Cool Peoples at one point. You know how that goes. Now, with Fumes, what's happened is I got the drop. And this is years ago. Remember, man's a grown ass man, but I'm just letting you know how I know the boy Fumes, because a lot of you want to know, how do you know Fumes and Book to you? And I got a drop that this rapper was at a studio. Now, you know one thing about me and the folks, we pull up respectfully, gracefully, you know. So man's forwarded, and I'm with about 30 man, no cap, about 30 man. And the reason I'm with so much man is because I think man was on the block at that point, older than meds, got the cool, skated. So man's gone there purposely for this rapper. Man's got to this studio spot, like 3, 4 studios, a decent little complex, somewhere in Northwest, I feel like it was, I'm not sure. However, man's going through these studios, being all the members, the folks and that. And if I'm not mistaken, looking for who we're looking for, haven't seen who we're looking for. Mad, like we've driven all this way and who we're looking for is not even here. So what's the next best thing we do? We start looking at studio equipment. Well, I remember the folks started looking at studio equipment. Um, and I think I remember talking to Fumes. I might be wrong, but I feel like I remember holding a quick conversation. We're on like kind of like I'm looking for my man. Is he here? Have you seen him? And I don't recall Fumes telling man that he was there or nothing like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, I remember one of the folks took some next use laptop. Don't know who the youth was. I'll be honest with you, but wrong place, wrong time, my guy.
See, that's what I don't like about the road, yeah, is it wasn't wrong place, wrong time. Clue, you and your brethren, yeah, were in the wrong place at the wrong time. That guy could have worked, yeah, a year or something, saving up for that laptop, yeah, stacking shelves or, you know, cooking food or something, and then you and 30 man just rolled through there, yeah, and just stole it. That wasn't Fube's laptop, yeah, and you just take it. That's why I don't respect the streets because the rules of the street are not based on anything. And I'm not looking down on anyone. I'm speaking as an ex-criminal, as an gang member. At the end of the day, that person, that laptop that you took, you just took it because you had the numbers, you had the power, and tough luck. You know what I'm saying? Tough to you if you spent a year working to save up for that laptop. You know, we don't care. So that's why the roads is evil.
My apologies. So the folks have made off with things, you know. No harm caused to Fumes. No need to. Why would we? We're not here for that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So man skated. And that was really that. From that day on,
And you might say, yeah, no need to touch fumes. I know this is your past when you was a roadman, but you might say no disrespect to fumes. But the reality of the situation, yeah, is that you went into his place. Yeah, there was a laptop there. It might not have been fumes, but fumes knows whose laptop it is. You and your brethren picked up in front of his face, yeah, took it, and he couldn't say anything because he'll get punched up. So it's like, yeah, he's cool and stuff, but it was a humiliation to him when it happened. And yes, your past, I'm not holding you accountable, but I'm just saying that even though you feel like at the time that he wasn't really being disrespectful because you didn't touch him, you was being disrespectful because you stole another man's laptop from obviously like his studio and stuff or his workplace. And basically you know, it was a humiliation because that's his friends or his work colleagues' laptop. But anyways, the past is the past.
I remember having conversation with Fumes after and stuff and just see him as a cool person, good people. You get what I'm saying? And it kind of just built from there all the way till now. We've kind of been locked in, had a rapport. So naturally, when I see him and Bouncer, and you know how me and Bouncers things started out, he was showing nothing but respect, and I went left and put my hands up to that.
It's good that Clue is mature enough to be able to admit when he's wrong. Um, Admitting that he and Bouncer never really did anything. They were both making content, and for some reason, he just decided to throw shots at him. Takes a man to apologize.
So when I see that I'm cool with Bouncer, me and Fumes is cool.
It's about loneliness.
Oh, we don't care about your adverts, mate. We do not care.
Pride.
Oh.
So when I see that I'm cool with Bouncer, me and Fumes is cool. If I can try to resolve something, I'll try it. However, everybody's grown men. So if I can't, help the situation, then I leave them to do what they're doing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's how I met Fumes. That's how I know Fumes. That's how far it goes back to like 2008, and we've been cool ever since. You get what I'm trying to say? Now, other than that, you know how I know Bouncer. You get what I'm trying to say? We're in this content space. We're patterning. simple things. People are gonna say what they're gonna say. I understand it, man. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. Now that to the side, Miss Cookie London, please, please, gracefully, let us all know what your agenda was, madam. Because if I'm not mistaken, you was the lady that was, disrespected by Ginger J. And I've seen Ginger J has gone on his Insta page and referred to you as, not being for the folks and that, being very distasteful. He's got his opinion. He also owns what he said and knows it was wrong, gracefully, But with you,
Good on Ginger J for apologizing, because the mistake that he made is that I know they was talking about his mum, but the point was is that he didn't differentiate enough. Yes, there was a black lady in the room and stuff like that, who he said, "Look, you're not like them." Like she was in a audience, and he said, "Look, you're not like them. You're polite. You're not rude. You didn't give me attitude, but this black attitude over here talking to the other ones." And he kept on saying, "I don't date black women." Like, so what you should have really said, "Look, all the black women that I have dated, their attitude, they're rude. You know what I'm saying? They got all of them. None of them are natural. They're all fake. Got eyelashes, fake hair, fake whatever. Blah blah blah. This that and the other, and so forth. And that's my preference. But based on my dating history, the black women that I've dated, I find them to be a turn off. Yeah." But he should have differentiated and say, "Look, now there might be other black women out there, and these might be a minority or um, not the majority, but they're not the ones I've interacted with, and that's the reason why I choose not to." But he didn't differentiate once. Yes, he did differentiate once, saying, "Look, I'm not talking about you," to the lady that was in the audience. He said, "Well, I'm not talking about you. See, you're black, but you're not rude. You disrespect me and blah blah blah." He said that once, yeah, but then after that he kept on saying, "You black women, black women, you black women," and stuff like that. So he had to feel the backlash, and it was a learning lesson for him, because now he knows in public, if you're going to be a public speaker, if you're going to be a comedian, if you're going to be someone who interacts with and communicates with people on a regular basis, you have to be precise about your words. Because you, as a black man, you don't have a chance to. You can be cancelled permanently, because unfortunately, women are always going to stick up for other women, even if they're in the wrong, like Victoria Evis. And that's not me being uh, taking a men's side. That's the reality. Even a situation a few weeks after there was an exact situation to do with mental health, where Zilla and Cookie were laughing their eyes out and bawling with laughter at a guy that was breaking down because work was getting to him. He said he had no one to talk to. He had tears after they had zero sympathy, except one girl called Shireen. So, um, yeah, um, it was good for him to apologize.
Miss Cookie London, I'm saying to you, what we doing it? Now, I know you're arguing with your folks and that over there on the Back Chat London program, and I know how them things there go. It's all about back chat, literally, disrespect, all sorts of disrespect, you know? But if you're arguing with somebody, just keep it direct to them, you know? Just keep it direct to them. You start drawing out the man's baby mother, who is an amputee, I might add, and you've probably seen her video clip going around on the socials, because she's hell of offended, as she should be, you know.
And the evil thing about that was that we're all human, yeah, and we all make mistakes in that. When we have arguments with people, sometimes it can get personal, and sometimes people say things to hurt them. Sometimes people choose people's say things to hurt them, and when people are really angry, why do they attack the people that they love? Because it hurts them, ain't it? But I could understand if Cookie in the heat of the rage, like the Ginger Jason incident, in the heat of rage where they mentioned his mum as well, and some other personal stuff. I can understand if it was in the heat of the argument, but I found out later that it wasn't that after the initial argument or whatever happened. Cookie went on to make like three different videos, where she edited, she wrote a description, she wrote she like intentionally sat down, got a TikTok video, got the camera out, wrote words, what I'm saying, on three different like occasions and stuff. And she did a video where she was dancing and she says, by what is it, buy the disabled woman's what is it husband's music so he can afford something for her something. Another time she said, how did you make this video, how did you press the button to record? Like this was malice, evil, premeditated, like sit down and plan stuff. It wasn't in the heat of the argument, you know. So this is what I didn't like about Cookie.
Disabilities is a real thing. It can happen to you, me, anybody in our family, our loved ones. So we have to be mindful of how we talk on them. But yeah, man, you're there, limbs and it's not cool, man. It's not cool, man. We can't be doing all that, man. You get me? Now, listen. On one hand, you're saying you've apologized, but on the other hand, the lady is saying you haven't. Which one is it? I'm confused. Now, I know Cookie, Miss Cookie London, has made an apology and put it on her TikTok, I believe. But is it too late?
I'm actually surprised that Cookie apologized because she seemed like really stubborn and arrogant. But I take Clue's word for it that if he says that he's seen her apologize, I don't believe he's gonna lie. So well done to her, And even though I dislike her, well done to her. As long as there was no if, buts, and maybes, and I did this because of blah, blah, blah. As long as it was a straight apology, there wasn't no if, buts, and maybes like Victoria Everest, yeah? Then I have to respect her even if I don't like her.
I'm asking the folks. Let me know in the comments. Is it too late for that? Because Ginger J's got a point on one hand. He's saying that for 7 months he had to go through pain. All sorts of pain, all sorts of trauma over his rants. And now Miss Cookie London has done the same thing. Is she supposed to go through this?
If you do something wrong and you insult people with their loved ones, if you come to the conclusion you should apologize. But you can't put a time span on when they're gonna forgive you. The thing is, they may never forgive you, but you just got to do the right thing so you feel correct within yourself.
Same pain and trauma. That's the question we want to know. For me,
I'm being funny, right? But this is where
we don't care. Guys, support me. Yeah, so I can get YouTube, was it premium, and skip these adverts.
Anything iconic.
Because I'm not monetized. We do not care. Sorry, Dolphins, we do not care, bro. We do not give a damn. Oh.
And trauma. That's the question we want to know. For me, I don't like the word cancel. I think people use it way too much. But what I will say is disrespect is disrespect. How do you deal with disrespect? You could say she's apologized. I've seen the apology on TikTok. So even though the lady was saying that she hasn't received a personal apology, that might have changed since this segment forwards out. Maybe she has now, but I've definitely seen one on her TikTok. So is that enough? I suppose is what I'm asking for you lot. When do we call it enough and say, all right, cool? Because didn't Ginger J apologize, or are we saying that no, it's different? Because the energies are different, man. I'll be honest. I'm looking around at the situations and I'm saying there was a lot of energy for Ginger J, although he was definitely in the wrong. He's admitted that. I don't see the same energy for Miss Cookie London. That's not me saying, yo, there should be the same. We gotta keep it balanced, gracefully. Has to be balanced out here. because you got this lovely woman who's raised 4 children, you know, amputee, doing an amazing job, and she's just buying from nowhere. She being disrespected because her baby father's having an argument with Cookie. We need to do better. Easier said than done. We're all going to make mistakes, but however, we need to stop bringing in other people's family members, loved ones. Just keep it direct. See that below the belt stuff? No. No. That's not cool. We need to cut that out. We need to do better with that. So yeah, let me know in the comments where we're at with that. Like I said, I don't agree with nothing Miss Cookie London did over there. Very distasteful, miss. I will say, all sorts of disrespect. Yeah? And, you know, the woman had to come out and say her piece and say how she felt. I respect that. Salute to her. You know what I'm saying? She shouldn't have to go through that. No way. We shouldn't be laughing at disabilities as well. People with a disability, we shouldn't be laughing at them at all. Because one day that could be you, you know. So be mindful of that, please. Yeah? But it's the landing, man. Never know what we might talk about.
Call me Satan, Nick. Come on.
Okay, guys, if you made it this far, like, subscribe, right, so you can see my videos up and down your algorithm. Thank you for watching. Peace out.